Meet Eric Braden, also known as General E. He's a self-described patriot who lives on a ranch in South Texas. I've come to talk to Eric about why he is part of the anti-mask movement. Hello.
Howdy, partner.
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, brother. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Gonna keep the mask on if that's alright?
You can. You can take it. You can take it off if you want to.
I'll just keep it on for
right.
now. Thank you.
You got it. Get this door for you, brother.
Several weeks ago, Eric was arrested for attending an anti-mask protest at a shopping mall. Today, he's attending his court hearing via Zoom.
They're going to offer me a no contest plea, which means I would be admitting guilt, which is a big slap in my face. I'll end up doing some kind of community service, or I'll end up on some kind of probation. If I did go to trial and I lost, I could spend 2 years in prison. 2 years of my life. Lose my money, lose my income, lose my whole life.
Eric has spent the last few months protesting around the United States. It's not just masks that he doesn't agree with. He believes the election was stolen, and he's an outspoken defender of Confederate monuments.
It's the lock and load.
So Eric, take me back to that day when you were in that shopping center where you got arrested. What happened that day?
Well, we went there to do a small protest. And in that protest, we were just gonna go walk in and go purchase some food and maybe go do the Star Spangled Banner, sing it. And what ended up happening was we got in there and immediately we're pretty much confronted by security and police is what ended up happening. So it was a moment of, we went there and we were pretty much shut down right away from what we were trying to do. And I guess basically they were telling people to leave, but couldn't really hear anything. And what ended up happening is a gentleman came up to me, looked like he was very aggressive, and I didn't know who he was, didn't identify himself.
Not security personnel then?
This was actual head of the security of the mall. And what he ended up doing was walking towards me in an aggressive way. And I had no idea who it was. He had a mask on, it was loud. If he was saying anything, I couldn't hear anything. So the mask actually stopped me from being able to even communicate with the individual at all. So he kept on coming towards me, and I kept on, walking back, and I said, 6 feet, 6 feet. Continue to say that, And I don't know who this guy is. And then finally he takes my arm and he smacks it, and he assaults me. So at this point in time, I'm thinking I'm gonna go walk around and go to the police and say, hey, this guy is attacking people, But that's not what happened. All the police, all the security, and that head of security came on me and actually slammed me into a glass window.
San Antonio police say Eric was given a warning to leave, but that he attempted to escalate the situation.
And I still had no idea why they were doing it. No clue why they would come after me when there's 50 other people there. So essentially I'm just being attacked out of nowhere for basically not having a mask.
But going into that place, you knew that there was a mask mandate in that specific place?
We did know, yeah. Yes, we did. But we also knew it was considered a public space. So we weren't going into stores, we were just going into the actual mall to go walk around. Correct.
But still, the rule applied still within the mall that you had to wear a mask, a face covering.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about if space. You're talking about private space and public spaces. So those are two separate things. Like in my house, it's a private space. So if I wanted somebody to wear a mask or not wear a mask in my house, I could say this is what I want. So that's a public space.
Eric was charged with criminal trespassing on private property. You said that you went there for a protest. What was the protest about? What are you protesting specifically?
Against the mask, having to wear it. Most of the people that were there had medical conditions, similar to me. Asthma, I am a smoker too. So that hinders my ability to breathe properly with the mask. Do I believe that masks will protect people? Yes, it's called personal protection equipment. So your mask is protecting you properly. me speaking to you right now, you have no risk whatsoever from communicating with me the way we are right now.
But I could be transmitting it from you.
You could be, the only way that you could get it is if there was some kind of capability that you weren't wearing a mask and I wasn't wearing a mask. So you got a mask on, you're protected, and you're protecting me. See what I mean? See, it only takes one mask. It doesn't take two people wearing each a mask to actually protect from it.
But having the second mask was in a conversation obviously enhances the chance of preventing the spread of the virus.
It could.
So you're going to contribute to preventing the spread of the virus. That's what I'm saying.
It could. The scientific data is not there though. That's the whole thing about it.
There was actually this scientific data by the CDC. It just came out today. They said that doubling up the mask or fitted up masks, they reduced the chance of the spread of the virus by up to 96.5%. So, what do you say to that? And do you not believe one fact of the data?
Well, this is what we're going into is exactly what Fauci did. Is it good to wear the mask? Is it effective or is it not? Is it effective? Is it not? Our scientist has flip-flopped on that several times, and now basically what they're saying is to wear 3 masks now. So what is it? You know, is it safe to even wear a mask? I mean, I think that's the big question. Is it really safe to wear a mask?
Eric doesn't agree with advice from the Centers for Disease Control. He doesn't deny COVID exists, but he sees his freedom to choose to wear a mask as more important than being safe.
I know that I don't have COVID. I don't need a test. I don't need a faulty test to tell me that I don't have COVID. All I need to know is that I'm going out there, and yes, I could possibly be risking my life by not wearing a mask.
And others?
No, because I don't have it.
But you are aware of the fact that if you wear a mask or if you wear 2 masks, then you're not going to get the COVID-19 virus. That is not the case. It's just to stop the spread of the virus or curb it.
To help, yeah. And what I think it is I think it's a neat way to comfort yourself away from the fear of getting it, is what I believe. And I think it's more of a mental thing than it is anything, really, to tell you the truth. Yeah. He's a big boy.
Eric started a movement called the Southern Patriot Council. Is an independent Texan state going to solve all these problems that you've been talking about?
I do. I do believe it. I believe it will. I believe that we function well on our own, as our own country right now, to tell you the truth.
To get rid of all the problems that you just mentioned, and for an independent state of Texas, would you take up arms against your own country?
If the country of Texas decided to defend itself and called out the men and women to stand up to become a sovereign nation, sovereign country, and they called me out, we all would. We all would.
So if every single citizen across America says that I do not respect the decision of the federal government, then how does the federal government make sure that their decisions are respected by every single person? How do they enforce that?
Well, what we move into is why the government's there.
If Texas says today that we want to secede, and if other states follow up, what about the union?
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. What if the other states do want to leave with Texas once that happens? What if they realize that it will be better without the United States government breathing down their throat and telling everybody what to do all the time? You know, the representation without, actual representation.
What surprises me about his refusal to wear a mask is that Eric himself is sick. It makes me wonder whether he is more vulnerable and hope that he isn't putting himself in danger.
I went to the doctor, and I'd been having problems for years, and with my throat, and I knew something wasn't right. But I'm hard-headed, and I really can't stand the doctor. I kind of have a cowboy mentality about that. What they basically said was it was going to be a slow-moving cancer, and that I had a 50-50 chance of treating it. I just accepted what was going to happen to me, and I just knew that I wanted to go and stand up for what was right, and stand up against what wasn't, and that was going to be the legacy that I would leave behind in this world.
It hurts, but I can't change him. And I know he means good, and I believe in him. But hopefully he'll be able to get it soon, because I want him here.
This is my piece right here. This is where I got saved from depression and sadness and so many things. When I was at my weakest moment in my life, I knew that there was something I had to do, and I had to find that peace that I needed. And I knew I needed to get closer to the Lord. And I found it in the waves. I found it in the salt in the air.
Eric has run into trouble in a local shop recently for refusing to wear a mask.
We're going to a place in here where they've been very rude about the masks. Woo-wee! No, ma'am, I do not.
We followed to watch how people react to him.
Yeah, I understand you weren't joking.
The shop assistant asks Eric to leave.
Keep the change.
He does, but not before leaving money on the counter and insisting he makes this purchase. The encounter clearly upset the manager, who called the police. We decided to quickly leave. Back at the ranch, and Eric's supporters are getting together. There is no doubt that wearing a mask has become political. Scientific data in the media suggests that tens of thousands of lives could be saved if everyone wore a mask. So is it what I'm understanding that you also don't have faith in the scientific data?
I don't. I grew up in the medical field.
It's the science of the F students in high school. Yeah.
This group says it's an issue of the Constitution rather than health and safety. You said that it's fake science. Do you believe that the virus exists?
I do believe it
was real
exists.
Science, why was Fauci saying in February, what are you, stupid? Why are you wearing a mask? And then 30 days later, hey, you know, what changed?
The seriousness of the situation is that almost 500,000 people are dead in this country. So, like, is it not just easy to just wear the mask and go with it for a while?
And what's the population of our country? What's the population of San Antonio for your comparison? It's basically 1% that have died, or less than. I'm sorry, less than 1%. Yeah.
It's like this. You got to die somehow.
Yep.
No matter what you do, you're taking a risk walking out your front door. What does it matter, really? If you're gonna die, it's your time to go.
The
when
good
the good
Lord
Lord calls you,
decides, that's it.
when St. Pete, opens them gates, that's it.
Many opponents of the mask say it is an infringement on the First Amendment, which protects speech, press, petition, assembly, and religion.
Who is the government, right, of any society throughout the world to make a person's personal bodily choices for them?
Yep.
That's what really gets to the core of your question.
Are you happy with the COVID-19 responses that the state of Texas has taken so far?
I'll give you a simple answer. I'm not lying. In 5 days, I'm moving back to Florida. So I'm moving because of this.
But so far, no case in court has proven this point. And all constitutional rights are also subject to the government's authority to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the community. You're not happy with the federal government response, you're not happy with the response from the state of Texas. What would be the best environment for you since the start of the pandemic?
Leave people alone.
Warm.
The people, not the government. The people, not the government. They don't.
Yes.
The government doesn't have a right to make the rules. It's the people of America who make the rules in the Constitution. It's we the people, it's not we the government.
They're going to tell you if you don't have your vaccine, if you don't have your mask, if you didn't pray today, whatever the hell they want to say, you won't be able to shop. And I think it was a part of a plan.
The other thing people are forgetting.
Which government, the Republican or the Democratic government?
No, the government, period. I don't care who it is.
With how things are going right now, what do you feel about the future of yourselves and the country?
I feel that there's something that they're hiding from us. And
Yes, absolutely.
whether you're on the left or right or center, I feel that what we've been told has all been fictitious. I think there's an underlying thing that we don't know about.
So, is it about a skepticism of authority that is far deeper? Eric says he's not a fan of any political party anymore. He says the America that he knows is lost. America has more cases of COVID-19 than anywhere else in the world, and the pandemic has become just as divisive politically as it has physically.